Most what I eat in a day feel the exact same because they show you food, which is great and can be inspirational. But today we're going to do something a little bit different because not only have I lost over 40 pounds naturally in a healthy way on my own, I'm also a licensed therapist who has used psychology and her understanding of the brain and brain background for over 10 years at this point to do just that. And so today I want to share with you not only what I eat, but why I eat from a brain and science-backed standpoint, as well as some of the mindset around how I eat that helps me to maintain my 40-pound weight loss. So if you're ready, let's get started. I always start my day with a high protein breakfast, and I don't do this just because. I do this because it helps to regulate the ghrelin, or the hunger hormone that's produced in our body. And so for me, I always choose something high protein. I like protein powder. I know people feel differently. Some people love it, some people hate it, to each their own. But for me, the point is that I always use a lot of protein, as much as I possibly can, to front load my day with that protein to basically stop the cravings before they start the cravings. No, it's too early. But so that's what I'll eat for breakfast this morning with a cup of coffee, because obviously. And I will check back in later when it is less chaotic, because you know what? Morning relaxation when you have a kid at school is an absolute lie. I've packed lunches today. I fed the cat. I got his breakfast ready, so I gotta go for now, but I'll catch back with you later. I've got a special surprise. Good morning, friends. It's time to go for a run. You've already talked to me today, though. I forgot I'm vlogging. Anyway, time to go for my run today. And then the surprise I mentioned will be ready. Yes, the surprise is food related. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't you do it. Don't do it. Okay, so let's go run things before it gets hot. Hello, friends. Run is in the books. So, got a mile out of that one. Feeling good about that. Tomorrow's rest day. So, this isn't a running vlog though, so I guess you don't really care, but anyway, it's not a lifting day, it's a running day. So I'm gonna go pick up my surprise. Targets acquired. Do you know what it is? Okay, I'm excited. Let me show them to you. Did you guess? It's the Harry Potter donuts. Okay, this was all my son's doing. He was very excited. So I did go ahead and get the assortment pack, mostly because he doesn't share. So if I want to try any of them, I have to get one to try. These are very high in calorie. And then there's this cute little sorting hat. And it comes in its own little special box too. They're so cute. Look how cute they are. Just the detail. But anyway. So one of the reasons I am able to purchase an entire box of donuts that's probably... I don't want to do the math on the calories in this box of donuts. Maybe I'll put it on the screen for you. It's a lot. Is because I have learned self-control around food. And I think one of the challenges is you hear a lot of people, especially in the intuitive eating community, sort of take for granted that is in fact a learned skill. And it's very much a learned skill to be able to know and say to yourself, I can have this box of donuts in the house and not inhale them. And the other thing for me is a knowledge is power thing. And knowing what is in these from a calorie standpoint. I know how and if I can work in one of these donuts or part of one of these donuts into my calorie budget for the day. And so psychologically speaking, I'm telling myself, yes, I can have these donuts. And so that takes away that forbidden fruit mentality. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it, right? When you make something, you tell yourself you can't have something, it makes it more desirable. The forbidden fruit effect. And so because of that, I'm allowing myself to say, yes, I can have a donut. And no, I'm not earning this donut for my run. I want to be very clear. I didn't run because I wanted these donuts. I ran because it's part of my programming. The two things are not related in any way. It's all about my mindset around food, and having them in the house is no longer a temptation to me because I live in the mindset of having all of the foods. The one thing you want to be careful with is, the potential for a sugar crash, because these are absolutely a huge dopamine hit. And I mean, most sugary sweet foods and snacks are a dopamine hit. They just are. That's how our body responds to them. And so you do want to be careful that you pair this with something like a protein, or, you know, make sure you're drinking like a lot of water and stay moving, just to help you avoid the sugar crash that will occur. No, I'm not saying you should eat an entire box of donuts. No, I'm not saying that you should go buy these if they weren't on your radar. What I'm saying to you is that the mindset of allowing all the foods in moderation, if that will keep you on your calorie budget and in your calorie like mindset, then that's what you should do. Eliminating foods does not solve any problems. Now, some of you may say, well, Alexandria, I'm in a calorie deficit, and that's just not, there's no way I'm working that into my calorie budget right now. And that is totally okay. I'm a firm believer. For me, the thing that worked for me is I did have to keep like my trigger foods and stuff that I knew I was just going to really want, and donuts probably would have been part of it, out of my house when I was in a like specific deficit. Because again, I hadn't learned to trust my body yet, and I hadn't learned that I could be trusted with these kind of highly palatable foods. And so that is a learning process. And so for some of you, especially if you are in the early stages of a calorie deficit and you're trying to like have willpower, then your willpower is not going to withstand this box of donuts. And so perhaps for you, it makes sense to go pick out one of them that you're most interested in the flavor of, or maybe you pick your Harry Potter house, I don't know. And you go and you pick one that you're interested in, and you just eat that, and we move on with our lives. So I think both are okay. So yeah. All right, last thing before I go. Yeah, my son wanted these. He's decided he's a Slytherin, which it's really because of the snake. It's all about the animals. It has nothing to do with Harry Potter. He doesn't know anything about Harry Potter. He just knows that they're animals, and he loves animals. So he has decided he is a Slytherin, which my husband is a Slytherin. He's a lot like my husband, so he probably is a Slytherin. What Harry Potter house are you? And what Harry Potter house do you think I am? I'll be curious to know. My Harry Potter fans, what do you think I am? I am a very strong house, so I'm very strongly one of these houses. Who am I? I'll let you know. In the comment, I'll let you know if you're correct. Friends, it's officially snack time. It's, what time is that? 9:30. I had breakfast at like 6 something. Anyway, so I didn't get my fruit this morning because I was in a hurry. And so I'm gonna have an apple now and another cup of coffee before I get ready to change and film some videos for you guys. I'm excited about these videos. We're gonna nerd out a little bit. Hey, you can see me in the camera. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna go eat my snack, and then I'm gonna get started on some filming. I'm gonna get cuter first, obviously, but all right, catch you soon. Oh, by the way, haven't touched the donuts yet. I'm gonna do that later after my son has gotten a hold of them. He gets first dibs because, well, he's 5. Okay, I'm back on my baloney again, but I want to talk. So I was thinking about what I said in the car and all the things, and so I want to just make a quick clarification. So the thing is that you have to know the rules before you can break them. So I want to make sure that when you hear my advice of like, hey, go buy the donuts, I want to make sure you're hearing me when I say that, like, this is a once you've learned the habits. And I think that's why I said, you know, if you're a person who's realizing that like having the foods in your house is not good for you, it's okay to say that, because you really do have to set your environment up for your success. And the way that you do that is by keeping healthy foods in the home, keeping those trigger foods out of your reach. Because if you have to rely on willpower, which on the front end you probably will have to a little bit, you have to outsmart your systeming. And in order to do that, you have to build the system that you want to see. So that probably does mean for you, if you've decided you want one of these donuts, assuming you can find them, because, you know, people be cray, then that might mean that you have to go to the store and just pick out the one donut that you're going to have and leave the rest at the store, right? It just means you have to change the environment to set it up for success. So, all right, all that to say that it's going to be time to go eat some lunch here pretty soon. What time is it? Yeah, it's 11:30. So I'm going to go make myself some lunch. Today I've got myself for lunch some peppers with some cheese and turkey pepperoni while we wait on it to cook in its glory. I like to choose a nice combination of foods, so I've got some healthy fats in here, we've got some protein, a little bit of fiber, and all of that to help create what, you know, Abby Sharp used to call the hunger crushing combo. I know she's under some fire right now. Anyway, My point being is that that helps to regulate my blood sugar and yours as well if you eat a nice healthy combination of foods, and which is a good thing because when the brain interprets your hunger cues and your blood sugar drops, it signals your brain that that's an emergency. So that's why it's really important that you eat well and you eat these full and well balanced meals to keep your blood sugar stabilized throughout your day. Like I said, it is what, 11 something? Oh, you can't see that. It's 11:50 now, so my food will be ready here in the next little bit. And honestly, if I were planning better, I probably would have already had these in and ready to go when I was done filming. But that's where we are for lunch today. And then, like I said earlier, I'm going to wait for my son to get home to be able to try those donuts. So things might get chaotic, so you'll probably just see me putting a donut in my mouth and then a rating on the screen. And I'll circle back at dinner time to show you our pre-prepped food. All right, bye friends. So I know you're just dying to hear how I went with the donuts. I know you're just dying to know, because apparently that's the crux that is holding this video together, is it not? Hopefully it's not. Okay, so tried them all, just did like a quarter of each one so that I could like taste them all. And I mean, they were all honestly good. So, I mean, I guess it just depends on what your flavor preference is. I think my favorite, that's really hard to say, honestly. I think my favorite was the Slytherin or maybe the Sorting Hat, because those were like the most chocolatey. But the Gryffindor was good too, and then the Hufflepuff was good too because it was like a butter or buttercream something, I forget. But yeah, so that was probably like 3 or so 100 calories at least. But I worked it in. I knew it was coming today, so I'm moderating my calorie budget for like my snacking today. That was all of my snack budget. But I mean, it was good, you know, experiences, right? My son said his favorite, you can probably hear him playing with the book. He said his favorite was the Slytherin. So, for what that's worth to you. But let me know, did you try them? Did you like them? I promise I'm done talking about these stupid things now. I promise. Hi friends. I don't know why I'm in my bathroom. I just wanted to change the scenery for this video. So, for dinner tonight, everybody's winding down for bed-ish. But for dinner tonight, we had one of our go-to staples, which is protein taco pasta. So the reason that we do things like protein taco pasta or have like super easy quick meals on like repeat essentially in our house is because of decision fatigue. If you've been around here at all, you've heard me talk about this 1,000 times, but the reality is your prefrontal cortex is tired. The more decisions you make in a given day, the harder it is to make the good choice or the right choice. And so if you can give yourself the simplest path, the path of least resistance, especially as you get close to the end of your day at that dinner time, you will be more likely to set yourself up for success. So again, you like protein taco pasta, I will link and show you that video somewhere around here from the creator. That was actually something that my sister-in-law shared with us, but we make that on Sunday night and then we eat that as our meal, usually Monday and Tuesday evenings for dinner, and then on Wednesdays, we'll typically make like tacos or something and stuff like that. So just super simple, try to simplify our lives. So I hope this video has been helpful and has served you in some way. And if it has, I would love if you would subscribe and let me be your non-judgy therapist mom friend who comes alongside you to help you reach your goals. Bye friends.